Sup my dudes, Valkyrja, and today I want to talk to you about power creep in Genshin. And I know power creep kind of has a negative reputation around it, but I want to talk about why Genshin needs power creep, essentially. And it's something that Genshin has not really had, because as you know, I'm pretty sure we all know, the best units in the game, undisputably, are Bennett, Kazuha, Raiden, and after that, you get kind of murky. You could have Zhongli up there. Some people would say yes, some people would say no, because Zhongli has slow startup times, so he ends up being a detriment to your team if you're speedrunning Abyss like a Giga Whale. But yes, no, but undoubtedly, Bennett, Kazuha, and Raiden. And Bennett has been out since the release of the game. Kazuha, he came out almost a year ago now, probably a year ago. Raiden is almost a year old, which means relatively for a year now, all the units that come out. Yelan probably was one of the closest, but nobody else has really been able to scratch the top three, because Genshin really doesn't do the whole power creep business. Even whenever you come to DPS, the majority of older DPS are still very strong. Ganyu's a good example. Hu Tao, very, very strong characters still to this point. Very, very powerful characters that have been out since the dawn of time, essentially, as far as Genshin's concerned. I want to talk about power creep, why power creep can be a good thing and not. I understand that, like I said, it's got a negative connotation. I'll explain what it is and everything. So, what power creep is basically new units are way stronger than older units, and they kind of make them not irrelevant, because you could still do things with the older units, but they make them not as used, because they do very similar things to them, just better. That's essentially what power creeping is, and it's something a lot of people don't like, because free-to-play tend to really get the shaft whenever power creep happens. But I want to talk about it today and why Genshin needs it, in my opinion. So, power creep is something that has a really bad reputation, but the thing is, right, the little thing is that power creep keeps the game somewhat fresh. By you having a new rotation, or you having a new team to look forward to, you can hyper focus, you can have all sorts of stuff, but there's always something new to look forward to, and it's very easy in regular gacha games, because Genshin is definitely an anomaly in this factor. Almost every gacha game I've ever played has insane power creeping, to the point where if you ask me what's the best unit in the game, 9 times out of 10 in other gacha games, I can tell you who's on the newest banner. That's essentially how the power creeping goes in every gacha except Genshin. And it just makes it so there's a constant rotating of new units, because I don't think anybody's going to want to actively make their team worse that they're using, unless, you know, the game is incredibly easy on Genshin. But I don't think there's anybody that's going to go out of their way to make their team actively worse. So whenever you consider that, a lot of people really do factor in how good a unit is, whether or not they pull them. Even in a casual game like Genshin, people are going to think about, oh, this unit's not that good, and I don't really want to get them, unless, you know, they just really like the unit. Because like I said, this game is very, very casual, so it doesn't really do the whole power creep thing, because there's no difficult content. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, is that even if this game does ever do power creep, even if they do start power creeping units in Genshin and making really cracked out wackadoo strong units that start taking the #1 spot easily and handedly, it would never really change anything in this game, because you can already beat basically everything with what we have at hand. So what would a stronger unit do? It wouldn't do anything. It would just, you know, give the satisfaction of just bigger numbers to the people who care about that, right? It'll just give the satisfaction of bigger numbers to people who already want it, and it would just, you know, create something fresh. It would be a newer character inside really strong teams, new character to test with, new character and all that, and it would kind of revitalize things, or not revitalize, but it would kind of mix things up, essentially, because you're not using the exact same sauce over and over. You're not using the Bennetts, you're not using the Kazuhas, you're not using the Raidens. You're using whatever new flavor of the month it is instead. And it would just make things a little bit more exciting, but it wouldn't really change things overall, because you can right now beat everything in Genshin with a very, very subpar team. Like, you could beat everything in Genshin incredibly easily. But, yeah. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on power creep in Genshin. I think Genshin needs it. I think Genshin should have it. I think it's something that could benefit a lot of people. Even free-to-play who wouldn't be able to keep up with new units constantly coming out. It wouldn't matter because this game's so casual, so they could save up and then eventually just get one of the super strong, whacked out power creep units. But instead, they keep progressively releasing units that are kind of just okay. It's like they set the bar really high with specific units. Raiden, Kazuha, Bennett, good examples. They set the bar really high with these units, and they refuse to ever go past it. I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for listening to my rant today about power creep and Genshin. I think Genshin needs it. I don't know. Curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.